after I ran for 6 months, I had manpower issues because we were sharing resources, and then my turnover was very high at that point in time, manpower turnover, and then I couldn't manage my costs, and the ship was sinking. So I figured before the ship fully sink, baik I tarik break sekarang. So in 6 months, I got a takeover. I got somebody to take over the whole place and did a new concept for their own brand. And of course, I'm still bleeding now. That investment was about 400,000.
Wow.
Yeah, and I got a takeover for about 100,000. So my loss was about 300,000. Yeah. So tapi one thing, abang, I think you can agree with me on this. There is lessons. There were lessons that we learned that money cannot buy.
Baik, Assalamualaikum everyone. Selamat datang ke sebuah lagi episod Diari Ayah. Musim ketiga ni, saya ingin bertemu ramai ayah-ayah muda yang lebih muda daripada saya. Kerana apa? Kita juga perlu belajar daripada orang muda. Tetamu saya kali ini, beliau datang daripada industri R&B terus ke F&B. Okey, dan daripada dunia hip hop, beliau menjadi seorang usahawan dan sekarang sudah membina berbagai bisnes, dan saya macam I'm quite impressed lah with his journey. Itu sebab saya nak pertama saya nak ucapkan tahniah kepada Syarif, tetamu saya ni. Nama betul you ni Ahmad Syarifullah.
Ya, saya.
I tak pernah dengar tau sampai hari ni.
Dia not so common lah.
Not so common.
Arwah yai saya yang bagi saya nama tu.
Oh, you orang apa actually?
Apa dia?
You orang apa actually?
My father is Javanese, Jawa, orang Jawa. My mom is
Jawa,
Indian. Yes, correct. So my father originate from Indonesia, Cirebon. Together with.
And dia datang Singapore.
Dia datang Singapore. I think he's second generation lah. First generation arwah yai dengan nyai saya. And then my mom is Indian. My datuk is Indian. Salim Marikan. Not that Marikan,
No, we have another popular Salim Marikan, but not that.
Not that Marikan.
So Marikan punya family.
There's different Marikans.
Oh, different Marikans.
So I think this is another one.
Oh, that's very interesting. So you kacukan lah. No wonder you don't look like yang orang Melayu yang biasa kita tengok. Orang Melayu biasa kita tengok macam ni. Orang yang kacukan macam ni. Okay, interesting. Anyway, I nampak your launch lah, when you launch your Chulup store experience. And immediately I rasa macam this is not easy to develop. I'm very sure kan.
Definitely.
How did you get to did you operate from home first dulu and then event and then macam mana tu?
Okay.
How is your journey?
So my whole journey was I got married in 2014. Exactly 10 years ago.
10 years
Yes.
Okay.
And then lepas tu, my wife and I, we decided, okay, why not we open up a business? And my wife is from the culinary line. She studied at Sunrise. Lepas tu dia kerja under an Italian chef. She was the opening team for Marina Bay Sands Hotel and whatnot. But she didn't like the industry sebab tak jumpa siang dan malam. Dah tak kenal dah, because it's so long hours, it's so hectic and stuff like that. So we figured, okay, let's do something of our own. Tapi saya sarankan lah, okay, let's do cafe ataupun restaurant. Then my wife said, okay, I will never do a cafe or restaurant because I know how it feels and I don't want to go back there. So I thought, okay, so let's do something that we specialize in, that we can specialize in and focus on one thing and one thing only, so that our margin is better and our product our processes are more efficient. So at that point in time, kita tengok survey in Singapore tak banyak churros. There was only one churros shop in Holland Village. Sekarang dah tak ada dah. I forgot what it was called. And then one day I picked her up from her work. Dia kerja dekat Star Vista in that area, Biopolis, under an Italian chef. And she let me try this thing called churros. Back then saya tak tahu apa benda tu kan. This is so nice, so crunchy on the outside, And then she said it's churros. And I said, let's just do something. So kita survey lah, kita survey tempat, kita survey kita kasih buat market research. We let our family try, and they was very impressed. I don't know whether they were biased or not at that point of time kan. And then we've decided, okay, let's just open a very small shop. So we operated from a very very small shop in East Village. That time East Village ni
physical shop you terus buka shop.
Terus buka.
Okay.
Yeah. Because the machineries that we needed untuk churros ni, is very niche product. So kita kena import, and we needed space. And at that point in time, saya belum ada rumah lagi. Saya masih menumpang rumah mak mertua saya. So we opened up a shop. I think 180 square feet je. Very very small. And Alhamdulillah, sambutan from then on, since 2015 kita buka bulan 5. It was very well received. Maybe at the very beginning was because of the influence that both of us had through social media. And dulu tak saturated sangat bang. Dia tak ada TikTok, tak ada Instagram, was just baru berjinak-jinak lagi.
So what was it waktu tu?
It was Instagram.
Instagram.
It was Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, but belum ada IG story, belum ada IG reel. So the noise, it was easier for us to surface above the noise. You get what I mean? Right now it's totally different.
Yeah.
So anyway, and then lepas tu, so we started from there, and then we developed the menu. But my main motto and my main vision was to actually specialize in one thing and one thing only, and be the master of it. And I figured macam I tengok all these big franchise brands, like if you think of donuts, you think of Krispy Kreme, Dunkin' Donuts. You think of cookies, you think of Famous Amos. You think of pretzels, you think of Auntie Anne's. But there's no market for churros. When you think of churros, who do you think? So there is still that gap to tap. So I stayed true to that vision, that one fine day I want to monopolize the market. And at that point of time, ramai competitors masuk from Korean franchise churros, churros 101 and everything. They were opening a lot.
Itu selepas you buka?
Selepas saya buka.
Okay.
And it was very competitive. And then one by one started closing down. So
I think they may not have your reach, your social media reach, because it was easy for you to go. I mean, your awareness was quite fast lah kan.
But they open in key areas though, macam inside good malls where footfall is high. And I was just I just opened dekat East Village yang I think more of my overheads were very low and very manageable also at the point in time. Yeah. I wasn't growing exponentially. Yeah. Okay. So it was from there. Then kita buat deliveries, I did services. Instead, because I didn't have the funds to open exponentially, kan? So instead of growing a vertical, I grew my brand horizontal. Maksudnya, I bagi introduce services. How can I maximize my PSF in my unit? Instead of just waiting for customers to come in and buy, waiting for the order to be delivered and whatnot. So I introduced macam door gift service untuk weddings, live station service.
Wow, okay.
I went into events. We go to where the crowd is, events and stuff. And then
Who thought of this expansion? Were you both of you ataupun macam who's the strategist in your partnership?
Yeah, strategist is me. My wife is more of the product development. Okay. Yeah, after that she implement the processes, and then I sampaikan processes to my staff employees back then. Yeah, but alhamdulillah now we have managers and stuff like that, so that I can do other things as well. Because one thing I think you should know, kalau kita ada dalam business tu, it's very difficult for us to grow the business. We need to work on the business and not be in the business. Yeah. So alhamdulillah, and then we started to introduce a supplementary product, a cream puff. So same thing, same concept. We didn't there weren't any big companies selling good cream puffs. Right? There were Biat Papa, tapi Biat Papa tak halal and stuff like that. So we wanted something for the Muslim market. Idea ni tercetus bila I tengah jalan dekat Johor, dekat KSL City Mall tu. Turun bawah ada satu cute dia tempat ni. Kios ni dia jual durian cream puff. And it's so good. It's so good. Durian cream puff tu. So I cari contact tu, I call. It's owned by a Chinese family. Uncle, this one you halal or not? All my English halal. you confident not if I want to ship to Singapore or not? Every day go causeway. I don't confident. I do very small scale. You know? So I thought, okay, tak apa, ni tak ada rezeki. Let's just do our own. So I introduced it in Chulup at the point in time. Yeah, I introduced it in Chulup. And then I could only do, because of the space that we had, I could only do macam 20-30 keping. And then when we introduced it, the queue was so long. And then orang bila tak dapat, marah and stuff like that. So I wasn't convinced at first, because ni semua hype dia lah. Tunggu je 2 minggu, 3 minggu atau 2 bulan, 3 bulan mesti dah tak ada hype lagi. And then the hype lasted for 2 years, abang.
Whoa,
Yeah, so I figured that maybe there is a gap. There is a gap here. So I beranakkan another company. Still in East Village, I got another unit for kitchen and a small retail, just focused in cold puffs and hot buns, and I called it Bombs and Buns.
Okay.
So
wow, nice name.
it's a subsidiary, a sister company of Chulup. Yeah, with a different target audience, a different brand persona. Chulup is a little bit more loud and friendly, but Bombs and Buns is a little bit more elegant. But same business model. Kita buat weddings. I have accounts with hotels and other corporate MNCs and whatnot. So yeah, so this is my focus lah. I think my strength is takeaway. Sebab I pun dah pernah gagal dalam restaurant or cafe.
Okay. Tell us about that.
So that was I think 3 tahun yang lepas. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, 2 tahun yang lepas, 2022. And when you have business ideas, you cannot sit on it. Kan, macam kadang-kadang kita ada business idea.
I so can relate to that. I faham sangat. Okay.
Yeah. And then I think it helps sebab my wife is the one that macam you sleep on it lah, atau lagi satu hari 2 hari you think about it again, whether this idea will come. So this idea keep coming back. I travel coming back. Singapore tak ada. Again, I like to specialize in one thing. I take reference from how the Chinese do their business. Like you focus in chicken rice, and 30 years, 40 years you're doing chicken rice, chenten and whatnot. And then I saw that there's a gap in grilled cheese sandwiches. Sebab I dapat this inspiration dari Australia, and we always love to go back and forth Perth. And I saw this grilled cheese joint, very not rundown, dia macam very rugged at the back alley tau. So I figured, okay, let's try to do something, And then we got some funds, and we opened it up dekat Hamilton Road at the point of time. Hamilton Road dekat Jalan Besar. The rent was good, considering 2,000 square feet. And then I thought, okay, sebelah ni kita setengahkan Bombs and Buns punya kitchen expansion, sebab we were growing our demand there. And then sebelah ni kita buat jadi macam that grilled cheese sandwich cafe. And then after I ran for 6 months, I had manpower issues because we were sharing resources. And then my turnover was very high at that point in time, manpower turnover. And then I couldn't manage my costs, and the ship was sinking. So I figured before the ship fully sink, baik I tarik break sekarang. So in 6 months, I got a takeover. I got somebody to take over the whole place and did a new concept for their own brand. And of course, I'm still bleeding now. That investment was about 400,000.
Wow.
Yeah, and I got a takeover for about 100,000. So my loss was about 300,000. Yeah. So tapi one thing, abang, I think you can agree with me on this. There is lessons. There were lessons that we learned that money cannot buy.
Yeah.
It's a rite of passage.
No, itu yang I nak you share pasal apa? I tahu every loss, 100k, 200, 300k.
Yeah.
It's like you taking a PhD in business, Tell us apa yang you belajar daripada kegagalan tu.
Apa yang I belajar is that, number one, you might have the greatest idea, and you might have the greatest idea, but if it's not meant for you, it's really not meant for you lah. That's one. You would think that you are the greatest idea, then everyone's backing you up with that idea, and then you rasa you boleh buat ni, kan? But there is no point of rushing to me. And you either work with what you have or don't be too overly ambitious. It's good, but if you are not planning it well, or even kalau you plan well, tapi kalau plan you tak jadi, you don't have a backup plan, it's gonna affect you a lot. And that 6 months was really tough for me. Yeah, because all along my ideas worked, kan. So bila I kena satu, bila Tuhan kasih satu penampang ni, Syarif, slow down, relax, kan. Wah, terbangun lah, kan. And then my manpower turnover was high. And then one thing I learned is that you cannot please everyone. That is something that I really learned, because managing a business, saya rasa it's not just managing makanan ataupun managing the process. It's about managing human beings. And kita memang tak boleh bagikan semua orang. No matter how much you give them. Apa I will start questioning myself. Apa salah aku buat? Aku bagi gaji tak pernah lambat. Market rate above market rate. So what is my wrong? So if you keep questioning that, kan, you will hurt a lot. Yeah. So one thing I learned most is to detach myself from the business through that experience. Yeah. Okay. So when you have that barrier that you are not the business, right? You are the one giving birth or running the business, and that's about it. Itu kau punya amanah dengan tanggungjawab, kan. So when the business defines you, dia makan dalam. Susah sangat. Yeah. So I think I learn I through that episode, I learn macam mana nak detach, compartmentalize my emotions. It's easier said than done. Kadang-kadang pun masih lagi terbawa-bawa. But at least there's some kind of conscience.
Yeah. Apa yang you buat actually at the early stage ni betul tau. Macam you have multiple revenue streams. I learned that the hard way. 2014, I have only one business, only the media business. Media. So when media went down, my TV media went down, I had nothing else tau. There's no other revenue stream, kan?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why when I started doing my social media, I tell myself I need other things lah. So just like you, I expanded to e-commerce and then travel. Not that I'm going to run everything, tidak. I just ambil benda yang I'm confident to market.
Correct.
So, but you expanded to brick and mortar overseas.
Yeah.
That's even harder. How did you get that? Were you alone in investing, or do you are the partners?
Okay. So, but I totally agree with you. Parking your eggs in different baskets and to what your comfort level, allows you to do, right? I've always wanted to try the Malaysian market because saya pun pernah, buat showbiz there. It's kind of a familiar ground. I stayed there for about 3 years.
And you are known there.
Okay lah.
Seorang kenal you kat sana.
Not so much lah.
You from there, when you were doing in the entertainment business, kan? I believe orang Malaysia kenal you from that scene.
Correct.
Kan?
It had some kind of influence, and alhamdulillah, when even in Singapore, ramai Malaysian datang untuk try our churros and whatnot, and really wish that we will cross the border someday. So I think it was in 2021 ataupun 2022, 2020, just before COVID, sorry. I have already systemized the business. So I got a grant from Enterprise Singapore to innovate and automate my system so that I can scale this business. So when I had that confidence in scaling the business, I put on social media, okay, I'm ready to open up for partnership overseas. These are the countries that I would like to expand to. Drop me a DM kalau siapa-siapa sudi ataupun siapa-siapa interested, kan. So there were quite a number of DMs, and then I filtered through, and then there's this one DM that sounded really keen and really interested in whatever we're doing, and I followed up, and then COVID happened. Terus senyap, kan. Dan kita tak apa, maybe bukan rezeki lagi. And then 2023, I opened up another post, and then again some other people DM, and then she texted me, but by then she had already had my phone number, so she texted me, And then she said that, hey, do you remember me? I was from this. Yeah, of course I remember you. So I figured, okay, this might be serious. Kan? So I decided to connect deeper with her. Lepas tu dia bawa family dia semua turun to Singapore to see how we run the business. So bawa dia tengok, understand the process, and then the father was there, and after my pitch, he was convinced and he was really keen to bring the two brands over to Malaysia, and then the journey started. Yeah, but that took us 1 year to build the brick and mortar shop. Kena tipu dengan contractor and stuff like that.
Okay.
You know, cara application of licensing, what are the licenses needed, and all those kind of stuff. It was a, emotional roller coaster again. Yeah, so it's a partnership and licensing. It's not entirely a franchise kind of thing. I have a stake in the business, a minority stake, because I'm an outsider. And then I license the brands to them. So the intellectual property belong to me, and then I license to the company in Malaysia to run these two brands within the territory of Malaysia exclusively.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
okay.
so
That's
how it works.
really a good move. I'm into licensing dulu in my broadcast.
Okay.
So I understand this area, and I think I'm very sure you have other plans to expand that license elsewhere.
Yeah.
Then, so I think that's a good move. Is that something? Where's your next outlet?
In Malaysia?
In Malaysia.
Okay. Right now kita terletak di Bangi.
Okay.
So, and it's not dekat Bandar Baru Bangi. Bandar Baru Bangi is quite well established. Dia ada, all the brands like Bulan Bintang, Elra, all this kan. Bila tengah Ramadan tu memang gempak lah. Bandar Baru Bangi tu. So we are at this new township called Bandar Seri Putra Bukit Mahkota. Alright, if you are on the North-South Highway, exit 213. 35 to 45 minutes before Tol Sungai Besi. That's the exit.
Okay.
So it's very far off from where my target audience is. Alright? So location is also my peranan bang dalam business, especially if you want to get high footfall and whatnot. So now kita tengah usahakan untuk dapatkan location in the heart of KL. That's why I like to interact with my followers on social, so that they too have a part to play in the business. Like they feel that they are part of this journey as well. So as and when I will, ask survey questions. Okay, where is the next place? Dan cakap dekat KL Syarif, Bangi terlalu jauh and stuff like that. Kita kalau nak kalau boleh nak datang minggu-minggu, tapi jauh sangat. Then I realised, okay, I think I need to go to where the crowd is, right? So we are trying to get a space in KL right now. Susah bang. The turnover is very high and it's very fast, especially dekat Bukit Bintang area. All the popular spots.
That's the heart of KL. Okay.
Yeah, so I really want to. They said the Golden Triangle lah, Bukit Bintang, KLCC, and somewhere around there, those kind of stuff. Yeah. So kita tengah usahakan, insyaAllah. Yalah, kita dapat, be where it's a good visibility for the brand in terms of tourists, in terms of locals, convenient also, dekat dengan LRT and MRT and stuff like that. Yeah.
InsyaAllah, amin kita doakan Syarif dapat
Amin,
melakukannya.
amin.
I nampak your daughter in one of your stories. Your daughter is very emotional about your decision to sell your business one day.
Yeah.
Kan? Salma lah.
Salma,
kan?
yes.
How do you deal with being a father and an entrepreneur? Because they both pull you apart.
Yes.
A father makes you closer to your children. Entrepreneur, most of the time you have to be away.
Correct.
How do you deal with that?
It's not easy. I want to be the best of both. You get me right? I want to be a really great father that's always there for the kids, that will not leave any milestones, and at the same time, I want to achieve my vision for the brands. So there is no fixed formula for it, lah, bang. If I were to honestly tell you, right? But I try to keep them, integrate them. There is no balance, but there's more of an integration that I feel works for me. You know. So orang kata, okay, you need to have a work-life balance, Syarif. You need to have a work-life balance and stuff like that. But in all honesty, in entrepreneurship, there is no such thing as work-life balance. Right.
Agree.
So it's a work-life integration. I would like to say. So I bring them along. I educate them. This is what I do. You know, from young, if I need to clock in the shift, I would have them in my carrier. Salma will be on the stroller.
Okay.
Salma, you wait here, okay? I get her to. I had a baby chair dekat the small kiosk dulu. Letak baby chair, letak tepung dengan air. Main-main lah dengan pedo. And stuff. You know, so as she grows and then she understands the business, and then part of what I said earlier, like, okay, if I want to grow this business, I cannot be in the business. I need to create a management, structure, a hierarchy. Okay, I need to hire so that I can free more time to not only think about the business, but to also have time for the family. Yeah. So it was very long until I could do that lah. You know. Yeah. And I get her involved. Both my kids involved. But now I know who likes business and who doesn't like business. I
Who likes the business?
Salma loves the business. That's why she got all emotional bila dia dengar like, Salma, I got an exit plan tau. Sebab dia suka sangat dengan business.
Dia sayang business.
Dia sayang business because she saw it and then she saw my failures as well. And I wouldn't say that she was at the age where she could really understand, but she could understand and see what we went through. Yeah. Because we laugh and we cry together. Yeah. So I think that is how I gel both together and coexist together. There is no separation sometimes, but sometimes I tell them, okay, let's just go on a break or on a holiday. I feel it a bit more. It's a bit tougher because now it's in KL. So kalau dorang sekolah and stuff like that, I memang tak ada pilihan untuk bawa dorang. But now tengah holiday, I will always include them in. Okay, let's just go over. And she loves being there sebab dia suka serve orang, ambil order. Yeah. So I'm blessed lah to have a daughter who is really interested in running the business or one day taking over the business, have her own plans. Yeah.
She is like one dimension of an entrepreneur. An owner who doesn't want to let go. I'm like that also. Kita tak nak let go, tapi we know the realities of business. One day you may have to have your exit plan. I think what you're doing ni memang sangat-sangat encourage where you get your family on the same page. Yeah.
I think support system is really really important. Number one is your spouse has to understand the risk that she would have to take, right? Or I have to take. She would, I think, your parents, I think the people surrounding you, it doesn't need to be a big circle. I think a small circle, but people who really have your back and understand the sacrifice that you need to make is what's important. Yeah, that's all.
Do you discuss these things dengan your whole family tak? Macam tadi you talk about sacrifice. Let's say you're going through a very difficult time ke apa, macam mana do you get your children involved or are they ready to hear these things from you?
It develops through time because dulu diorang masih kecil lagi, they don't understand and stuff like that. Tapi sekarang ni, when especially Salma, bila dia dah understand, when she sees me not in the right state of mind, then she will just casually ask, Abi, what happened? Oh, what's wrong? And then I tell her, another problem, this. Then she said, okay, I'll let you handle that lah. I know I cannot help you. Thanks for asking. Okay.
But that's nice. It will become macam something that they actually look forward to tau. My children sekarang, diorang dah in the 20s kan?
Yeah.
When you show you punya vulnerable side. It's actually dia akan hadirkan satu perbualan yang sangat mature nanti
Correct.
tu. Very nice.
And I
nanti.
see that in your daughters and the relationship you have with actually all your three daughters. Right?
3 daughters,
Yeah.
yes.
You guys talk about anything and everything.
Yes,
Yes.
sometimes to be honest, there are certain things I'm not ready to talk about, but they are ready to talk
Yeah.
about to me. Jadi I rasa macam I just go with what they want to discuss lah. And I think it's not benda tu tak timbul overnight. It's like at this age where when they are ready to ask you how you are, you nak kena layan.
Betul.
Bilangan orang betul-betul what's happening.
Correct.
Macam dulu bila diorang kecil-kecil, I ada kesusahan, I tak bilang lah. Diorang tak faham.
Yeah.
Tapi later on, macam you sekarang ni, that's what you do kan. You nak bilang nanti, sooner or later bila dia dah in their 20s, they have more emotional connection not only with you but with what you do. That's where the orang sendiri offer to help. My daughter, my first one, whatever she want study, she study broadcast kan, I tak paksa tau.
Oh, okay.
Dia sendiri cakap, I want to learn what you do.
Okay.
After that, dia sendiri offer dia nak learn what I do. So I tak suka paksa. My second one, she's into writing. She love writing.
Writing, okay.
Yeah, tapi I do not know where she's heading.
Okay.
My third one, I dah tahu dia tak suka all this content creation, dia tak suka.
Okay.
Dia cakap, I want to do human resource. I say, oh okay.
Oh, that's
Go
important.
ahead lah, human resource
It's really
is important.
Yeah.
So I like your relationship sekarang dengan your children because dia mengingatkan I jugalah at that time. I want to ask you something macam because you have to travel and all that, and I know it's hard to do lah as a father. I travel tapi nak travel without kids is very hard. Now you just celebrated your 10 year anniversary kan, and you had your time alone with Malak kan, and you went to Italy kan, and I saw the video where I think Omar asked you satu hari ke boleh tak, something like that kan. How did you rationale dengan diorang yang look, kita nak kena, we want our own time, which is important as a couple.
Correct. So this plan of travelling tanpa mereka was planned earlier during this year. So from the get-go, kita dah beritahu orang.
Oh, okay.
Can we travel without you guys for once? Kan? Just then we say, why? It's Abi and Umar's 10 years anniversary. You know, let us spend some time together. Fill our cups, and then we come back. And then after that, in December, we'll go on our family holiday, inshallah.
Apa reaksi diorang?
First they were like, Umar is very nonchalant. Umar macam, okay Abi, have a good time. Amar, have a good time. It's okay, good. You know. Tapi sama dia very emotional. Sure. Wah, then who are we gonna stay with? Macam mana? You know, siapa nak hantar kita pergi sekolah and all those kind of stuff, kan? And then so we planned, and slowly they grew interest. Diorang pula nak plan untuk kita.
Suggest.
Abi, I saw on this YouTuber, right? Dia pergi Italy, dia pergi sini tau. You know, you should go here also.
Okay.
So
maknanya diorang dah macam okay lah.
dah macam okay. Yeah. So daripada permulaan awal-awal plan ni, kita dah beritahu orang. Yeah, it's not like next week when I go then we tell them. Yeah. And then they were happy for us lah. So every time kita call, hari-hari kita call, okay, Abi, have fun, stay safe. Tapi on the other side, 7 days into the trip, me and Malak macam, miss the kids lah. Rasa sunyi lah, rasa lain lah. Kan? So, tapi okay lah, ada blessing juga that they didn't come for this trip as well, because it was a very, very adventurous trip, and a trip that requires a lot of walking, and stamina. So, yeah, and I think it's a much needed trip for the both of us, so that we can come back and cherish what we really, really have, Jadi beli dong pepot, tak apa. Ingat tak bila kita kat Italy dulu, it was very sunyi and stuff like that. So you cannot imagine life without them lah.
True. It's important. My first trip without the because kita tak tak pernah tinggalkan diorang juga. You know, my first trip without the kids just happened I think 18 months a year ago je tau.
Oh,
not
really?
not so soon juga. Because I always bring
Include the
everybody
kids,
lah.
yeah.
So we went back to the place of where we had our honeymoon, which is Bali. Same thing. 4 days into it, kita dah macam tak ada budak-budak macam kelakar
Tak complete.
But I do not deny lah, you as a couple, you need some time off just for your pasangan.
Correct.
Because you need to find yourself again.
Correct.
You lupa macam I just like you, kita dua-dua business. We are into the business. She has her own business. We sometimes macam forget that we are husband and wife.
Yeah.
More than the business kan. So you come back like you say lah, you fill your cup lah.
Yeah, and sometimes rasa macam kekok tau. Kan? Macam awak macam rasa macam kekok. Tak ada budak-budak. Macam we are not rushing for time. We are not, and then we have both of us alone with each other. And then it brings us to the point whereby nanti one fine day, our kids will have their own family.
Yes, okay. This
Right?
I had this conversation dengan my wife. Dia cakap, bang, satu hari kan, it's just us though.
Yeah, right.
So
InsyaAllah,
we better get back to macam dating. So every Friday we try to take some time off and have our Friday date lah.
Nice.
Yeah, pasal apa, weekends is you have other obligation kan. And your families and sebagainya lah. You know, so
I think it's very important. Mula awal, because one day, they will all go, and then if we live long enough with each other, it's only the two of us lah, right? Yeah. So start early.
How is being, because I think you are blessed with a lot of followers, you know, which help you in your business kan, and you are blessed with macam you told us bila you start your two businesses, it was easy to reach kan. How is it being a known parent to your children?
Okay.
You know, do they talk about it, or do they take advantage? No.
Okay. All right. A known parent. In terms of from whose perspective? From the kids' perspective.
From the kids, from their perspective.
I don't really tell them who we are or what I do, past life.
But I'm sure they will find out.
They'll find out for themselves. My teacher told me that last time you are. Yeah. But I do let them listen to my songs sometimes, And then, sooner or later, they will also find out that last time Abi and Uncle Alif, are really working out on stage and stuff like that, do music, and I think there's not much pressure lah, I would say, honestly. I'm not like a very, very popular or important person, that everywhere my kids go, people will surround themselves. And what I do as a parent is I don't preach about parenting, or this is how I parent my child and stuff like that. So I try to stay out of public's eye in a sense whereby, as far as parenting is concerned, how I raise my kids is concerned, I just want positive vibes and whatnot. And from the kids' perspective, I think they don't have it easy. They don't have it easy. I don't want to groom entitled kids. So I tell them that you have to study because this is what you're gonna do. You gotta work for this. You gotta work for that. You gotta earn this. You gotta earn this respect. Everything has to be worked for and not be given. When it comes to a certain milestone that I feel that you have reached, this is what I'm gonna give you. Wow, I didn't expect that. Do you feel more fulfilled? Receiving this, does it feel more, treasured or something like that? Yeah. If I keep on giving you, I go KL, balik KL, belikan mainan, balik KL, then there's no significance already. Yeah. And then I'll be, always giving. Yeah. So I think push and pull as a parent, it's really important, especially in the world that we are living in today. Yeah, setting your foundation right at home, starting from home, and I think that's open communication at the end of the day. with your kids.
How about your parents? I heard you grew up in a single parent. Is that right? How macam mana you dibesarkan and apa yang you belajar from your parent?
My mom brought us up, 6 of us, together with my dad, and then they had their own issues, which I couldn't understand back then. Sampai I dah dewasa, baru I faham, okay, this was what happened.
Okay.
And then who am I to judge, right? I'm just a kid back then who feels what I receive, kan? Bila saya dah besar dan dah dewasa, baru saya faham, oh, okay, ini cubaan diorang, ini diorang punya challenge, and how they came out of this is because through this way, and semua yang terjadi ni ada hikmahnya. So I always go back to that basis, right? So that I don't have any grudge. I think it shaped me. Of course, dia mold me as a person to be. So I'm the eldest. Saya sulung, and I was the father figure then, right? So it taught me responsibility, amanah, tanggungjawab at a very young age, right? And everything I do, I would think about my mom. So it made me. It groomed me to somebody who's very resilient, very, I would persevere to get something that I want and work really hard for it. And how I run this business is I apply that. Yeah. Jatuh bangun balik. Penat bang. But it is what it is kan. So I need to have a plan lah. I'm 35 now.
Still very young.
I'm okay, but I'm having this back pain bang. That I stretched my muscle too hard through all the luggages in Italy.
Okay.
And then after that balik through the event dekat F1 pit for 4 days straight. So it was
standing
I was standing, and then F1 pit dia punya loading lift very sikit, and then they don't allow us to go up the passenger lift, so we were going up and down the stairs, 3-story.
You need go Cairo tu.
Yeah, correct. I go Cairo, so I might go later on or tomorrow lah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think perseverance, resilience, determination, sikap tak mudah putus asa tu, it's all being built through my childhood. From zaman Sleeq days, dengan management ni tak boleh lah, kita tak dapat ni, macam mana give up boleh. Tak kita buat ni, those kind of stuff, album tak jual lah. It's from those I would consider us as a business as well, right? As an artist or as somebody who's in the showbiz, you are your own business, how you market yourself. So all these things that I learned is applied to where what I'm doing today. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you look back at the perjalanan, your perjalanan, everyone's it's being carved out beautifully that you cannot explain lah.
Yeah, but itu wow. You put it very nicely. Memang kita punya route ni actually you need to be there first to experience it firsthand. I feel that because when you mentioned you anak sulung, I have a lot of respect for anak sulung because I am not anak sulung.
Okay.
I'm right in 3/4 way.
Okay. How many siblings you have?
I have 15, so I'm number 12. Yeah, so I'm the tail end lah.
Okay.
Tail end. But because I ada anak sulung,
okay,
and I'm always trying to learn, and I don't want to pressure anak sulung because I've researched and I heard a lot of dia ada anak sulung, what first child syndrome and all that, always trying to glue family together and all that. How was it being anak sulung in a single parent household?
That is the main concern, to always get everyone together. All right. Because the family is already broken. I cannot afford another problem to separate us further, right? So itu terbawa-bawa bang sampai sekarang.
Okay.
Yeah, sampai sekarang. Macam kalau ada masalah ni, every family has a problem. Masalah ni, masalah in-laws. The natural instinct would be, I need to bring everyone together. I need to talk this out, and sometimes it can be detrimental. You know what I mean? Some things are meant to be, I don't know whether it's right or what, but some things are meant to be swept under the rug. Some things are
Left alone.
Yeah, you get what I mean? And some things are you
You're
can
not
talk
wrong
about
in
it.
that lah. You're not wrong in that.
Right?
Sometimes family,
Yeah.
bila ada benda berlaku, sometimes you just need to leave it, and they have their own way to patch back, and they mend their own ways. Sometimes lah,
Yeah.
not all the times.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking. You have this tendency that
Yeah.
to be the one to put people together again.
I do. I won't deny that. Memang sampai sekarang terbawa-bawa. But then sometimes I feel pissed off lah. Like, I also have my own family to settle. I have my own business. Why am I always the one making effort? You know, then I would talk to my brother. Lil, your turn lah. Go and patch this thing out. You know. So, but yeah, I think it naturally comes in because dari kecil lagi, you know, I would always think of the family first. You know, family first. If I get a job, you know, from a drama series, kan, my mom first, you know, that kind of stuff. You know? Because I feel like being a single parent, you know, and she works really hard for us. She's a teacher, so she works really hard for us. And sometimes she doesn't have time for herself, or she doesn't spend for herself. Okay, boom, I buy for you a new set of pots and pans last time, you know, bawa pergi mana Bimla, pergi belanja, you know, that kind of stuff like that. Yeah, so yeah lah, I think the responsibility factor tu memang tinggi lah. Yeah.
I'm sure. Anak sulung is everything actually, because they really look at everyone, including the parents and the because I think I look at my daughter and I see what she's trying to do, you know. Sometimes I bilang dengan dia, actually you need to go and do your own thing.
For yourself. Yeah.
Don't keep thinking about
Others.
family. We will find our own way. Tapi I think it's a natural thing lah, kan, for
Betul.
anak sulung kan.
Betul.
Which is very, very good lah. They try to be everywhere kan.
Yeah.
Yeah, mashallah. Well, I'm super impressed at what you have done.
Inshallah.
And I really hope that you dapat apa yang you cita-citakan lah.
InsyaAllah.
Sebenarnya Diari Ayah ni kita membudayakan nilai-nilai. Kita nak share nilai-nilai seorang ayah yang boleh dijadikan macam ikutan secara positif kepada ayah-ayah baru mungkin. Kan you are 35 now, and you have gone through a certain milestone tau. And not only in your career but in business, and you are super concerned about what's going on with your family. I can see that, and that's a very positive thing. I love that. If someone young, he's going through what you are going through, doing stuff that you have done before, kan? They approach you and they kata, can you give me some advice, life advice, life lesson? Apa yang boleh you sampaikan pada ayah-ayah baru ni?
If whatever they're doing, regardless whether it's in business ataupun kerja mereka, saya rasa tepuk dada, tanya diri sendiri, niat tu untuk apa? Kan? Untuk kau kaya seorang ke? Untuk kau spend this money not on the family? Or, you know, what is your intention? And then everything will fall in place with the right niat. So, if it's for the family, if it's for you, if it's for people who is not as fortunate as you to benefit from your earnings and from your rezeki, I think God will pave a path for you that is, I wouldn't say easy, but a path that has a wealth where you are calm. You don't owe anybody anything. You know, you have problems. It won't be an easy route, but you know what you're doing it for. You know, for the family, and I feel for dads nowadays, and I'm very impressed by you as well, at
Thank you.
your you know, your age and your generation of how open communication is important in your household. I think men no longer need to put their ego up high so much, or father, like, I don't want to talk this to my spouse, or I don't want to talk this to my daughter, about this to my daughters and whatnot, because I'm a father. I should be the one settling all my problems, that kind of stuff, and then it will eat you up mentally, and your heart won't rest at ease. I think there's no problem talking to your spouse or your daughters or your sons in what your day-to-day life is all about. When you have a problem, just share. They might not have a solution for it, like how Selma is. She has no solution for it, right? But at least they are aware, and that can develop into something in 10, 20 years to come, right? So I think that is how I perceive, how I've run my business and my personal life, doing things for the family and for my mom, cukup rezeki, belanja, and give, make them happy, make yourself happy, and then indirectly it will just happen and happen again. When you start doing things behind people's back and stuff like that, then your mind won't be calm, you won't be focused, and then everything will just go everywhere. So
you mentioned rezeki tadi. I'd like to know about your principle of rezeki. What do you believe in it? Yeah.
I wouldn't lie. I would say that if you ask me what is the principle of rezeki in my 20s, I would say that it's all material stuff. Right? I want to buy this house. I want to buy this car. I want to, spend on this. I want my family to stay here. That kind of stuff. These are all dreams and aspirations that you have. But now I feel health is everything. Health is everything. Mental clarity is everything, and to be able to put food on the table, as simple as that, is to me rezeki. And you wouldn't be poor by giving. That's why even for my employees, I give them whatever they want, whatever they deserve. Take them out for a 4-day trip to Vietnam. Close the shop just to make them happy, and just to share the company's progress and rezeki. So, so I feel that is my definition of rezeki now at 35 years old. Yeah, it's more than just material stuff. Because I think my FYP punya TikTok pun a bit deep now, pasal
all different,
pasal life after death, and I don't know whether you come across this FYP, this undertaker lah, this Muslim undertaker, dia tukar mandi mayat.
Oh no, I have
and then
not.
he will always preach that there's nothing left. You never bring anything, not even your watch, not even your ring,
man.
nothing. So,
okay, your FYP dah lain.
So that is how my perception. So last time when my perception changed, right, I tak terburu-buru. Macam I need to meet target 80,000, 100,000 revenue every month. I need to hit this. But okay, chill, relax, calm, and then everything will just fall in place.
Principle of money definitely changed.
Yeah.
I went through what you go through jugalah. And macam mula-mula memang you want to hit that $1 million lah, apalah kan. But then now material does not matter to you. It's no secret that I got my CPF already. Because I uploaded for CPF. Okay. I did a advertorial for them. Okay. But once you hit 50s kan, you now you rasa macam I need to spend time for me. For me. But not in money terms. I want to have time.
Yes.
And I want to have experience. Other experience, because I miss them. I miss out on them.
Okay.
Pasal kita busy kan?
Yes.
Setting up this, setting up that. Then I say, I miss out those experience. I now want to learn new things on my own. I'm beginning to feel that though. So that's why I love traveling.
Nice.
I want to learn formally how to fly drone. I want to
There's a certification for it. Is there a certification for it?
Ada kat Singapore ada SkillsFuture, I belum pakai pun.
Oh, okay.
But those things lah, I'm beginning to macam go back to ilmu tau. I don't know why tau. It's like you're chasing that. Anak-anak dah mula dah besar. And like, so And the money that we are trying to get or we have is actually for legacy. Itu yang I tengah macam experience sekarang at my mid-50s. Yeah, so anyway, I want to thank you so much.
Thank you so much, bro.
No, for being Diari Ayah. You are one person that I think in our new season, young fathers, is so suitable.
Thank you so much.
Guys, please follow Syarif if you want to, you nak tahu dia punya next journey of his business and ini, family. And I really pray that you get to do what you want to do lah.
I mean, inshallah, likewise. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ron.
No,
I aspire to, be where you are at your age, gaining experience. I want to learn how to speak a different language. I want to learn how to get a boat certification,
Wow.
So, inshallah, I'll have the time for that.
That's good. That's a good one.
You should consider that.
I think we should think about what we want once we pass those things. Because as a father, just to let everyone know, kita tak pernah fikir pasal diri kita, betul?
Betul. Agree.
Betul? Yeah.
It's
So
always about the
I think
family.
at a certain age, it's only fair we come back to us
Yes.
and think of what new experience kita nak cari lah. And what we want to get. Inshallah, everyone, please follow us on Spotify, YouTube. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And please follow Syarif.
Thank you so much, guys. Thanks,
Thank you. Assalamualaikum, everyone.